You're watching ICANN Media. I'm your host, Rob Hislop. If you haven't been with us before, perhaps you don't know that our focus is the petroleum industry, but we have three key areas that we look at: safety, the environment, and innovation. And if there's one area of the petroleum industry that seems to touch on all three of those, it is fracking. Now, recently we were in Denver, and I had a chance to meet up with a gentleman named John Fontana. He runs a company called Vista GeoScience. It's a company that, among other things, does study the impacts of both fracking and drilling on water wells. Here is a look at the interview we did with John Fontana. You're here talking today about water well problems.
That's right.
Tell us a little bit about your presentation.
Well, it's about common water well issues. When oil and gas companies go into an area and develop a play in an area where they're drilling new wells for the first time, often they get complaints from the landowners related to problems with their rural water wells. Many people in rural areas get their water from a domestic well that they've had drilled on their property or was drilled previously before they bought the property. And it's very common for these wells to have a variety of different types of problems, and they may occur at the same time that they drill these oil and gas wells nearby, and they may associate that with the oil and gas drilling as related. And it may be related and it may not be. It may be from many common causes of problems with these different water wells.
Right. One of the things that I found interesting is that you said you should set a pre-existing level of what the water is like before the drilling starts, and then everybody will know what's going on.
That's right. Most water well owners don't do much testing of their water wells. It's recommended, and even the testing that's recommended is usually very minimal for a few minimal parameters. So we recommend the oil and gas companies go in and do their own testing, have samples sent to a water quality lab, and test for a variety of parameters, including dissolved gases, such as methane, to see if these things already exist in these water wells or if they have some sort of a problem, and educate the well owner, one, on if they do have a problem already with their water. It may be a mineral problem, a total dissolved solids problem, or a dissolved gas problem.
So this is something that an oil company would be prudent to spend money on upfront in order to preserve goodwill and a relationship with the community.
That's correct, yeah.
You talked about a complaint sequence.
I did. It's again, these water well problems will happen somewhere across the lifetime of this domestic water well. So at some point it's likely to be coincident with the drilling activity of that water well, and it may be related to the drilling activity. It could just be that the vibrations from trucks driving by stirred up sediment in the bottom of a well. But quite often it's just a natural life expectancy of a well is just a limited period of time, and that's for a variety of reasons. Could be just normal mineral fouling, the water table dropping in the area. A variety of things can cause a problem in a water well that's not associated with the drilling, but does happen coincidentally.
Tell me about what you think an oil company should do, or a gas company, when they're actually working on the site to ensure that the water isn't contaminated in that area.
Well, they should just go out and do this list of analyses on the water wells in the area, and they should probably do it routinely through over a period of time while they're developing the well, to monitor to see if a problem has occurred and if that problem is associated with their activity or not, and that can be determined if they do this routine sampling periodically.
I guess it's important too that they have a system of some sort in place as well to ensure that there is no spillage, there are no problems with that, because that would just help maintain their reputation in the community as well.
That's right. That's right. And there's lots of rules in place to make sure they do that. And as long as they're going by those rules and reporting spills and acting prudently to clean up anything that happens right away, there's little chance of stuff getting into the aquifer. But accidents happen in every industry, and oil and gas is not exempt from an accident occurring, and once in a while something does happen and just needs to be remedied right away.
John, thank you very much.
You bet.
John Fontana with Vista GeoScience was a key speaker at the Unconventional Resources Technology Conference being held in Denver, Colorado. That's it for our podcast here on ICANN Media. I'm your host, Rob Hislop. Till next time.